Hello, this is Simon, otherwise known as Gundam UK, and this is part 2 of the Gundam 00 Diver Ace HG build, a kit kindly supplied to me by armorofgod.co.uk. And as you can see, I have just finished masking off some of the blue pieces here, just to add a few lighter blue highlights all over the kit, just to make it a bit more visually interesting and a bit more contrasty. I've also been going over all of the parts, now they've all been painted in highlights, just by doing a simple dry brushing technique across each of the edges of the different pieces. And I'm using this Model Air USAF medium grey for the white parts. I'm using good old trusty Model Air silver for the grey parts, or for the graphite black parts. And I'm using this UK Azure Blue here for the blue parts. I'm yet to try this yet, so that may change. But for now, let's get the masking off of these pieces and see how it all looks. So that's all the masking tape now removed from these pieces, and it's turned out pretty well. It's gone over the lines in a couple of places, but it should be okay because once we've done the panel lining and the highlighting, it shouldn't be noticeable. I've assembled a piece here just to see how the whites look all together, and you can kind of see it. It doesn't show up on camera that well, but this is how it's looking. So the next thing to do is I'm going to go over every piece, do this highlighting, and then I'm going to seal it all in, and then we're going to do some panel lining. So I've panel lined all of the blue parts here. Now you might not be able to see it that well on camera. Let's have a bit of a closer look. Just using the old ink pen method, and that's where I get an artist's pit pen, and I literally just go over the whole thing in this ink and then remove it using these cotton swabs. You can see this demonstrated a lot clearer in my how to build Gundam models video. And the next thing to do is to panel line all of these white parts. Now I didn't want to use the artist's pit pen method on these in particular because it can stain the colour just a little bit. So what I'm going to do is do the old tried and tested method of using some Humbrol black enamel, thinned right down, and we're going to use the capillary action of all of these panel lines to suck through all of the detail. So let's get on with that now. Let's get this gloss open. Whoa. Okay, let's give that a bit of a stir. I'm only going to need a tiny amount, so I'm just going to get some on the stirrer here and just tap it into this palette. Oh, that's a satisfying noise. Yeah, let's wait for that to just drain off there. So let's add some thinner to the equation. Let's take it in a bit closer, just so you can see what I'm doing. And I have an ordinary pipette. Let's just bung in a good amount of thinner. The ideal kind of consistency that you want is for it to run off the sides. It's a really good technique that I picked up off of Cam, a fellow YouTuber, and if you've not subscribed to him, then why not? What you do is you put the thinner in, give it a good stir, and then you want to pull it to the side of the palette to the point where it drains off very quickly and it leaves nothing behind. You can't really see that on camera, unfortunately, but I mean, you get the idea. It's basically so that when you pull it to the side, it drips back down inside the palette and doesn't leave anything behind. That's when you know it's at the right kind of consistency. Let's just do a little practice here just to make sure we do have the right consistency. So I just want to get enough inside the brush, just enough for it to hold a good amount of your mixed enamel. So let's just gently dab it on one of the lines, and hopefully it should all pull through okay, as long as I've glossed it correctly. Oh, that's an important point. You've got to make sure that you have sealed in all of your paintwork before you do any panel lining using enamel, especially if you're using like acrylics or lacquers. Make sure you give it a good sort of water-based top coat before you apply the enamel panel lining, otherwise it will just come off. So again, refer to my how to build and paint Gundam video for more information on this. So let's just go ahead and start panel lining these white pieces. There. Oh, let's make sure I'm doing it on camera. There we go. That's nice, it's got a good flow. The trick to it is just not to put the brush on too many times. So let's just tab it on and make sure it pulls it all in. A little bit here. It's the same on the other side. Nice. So basically what I'm going to do is, as always, I'm going to leave that for about 10 minutes or so, and then I'm going to get a cotton bud here, and I'm going to douse it in some thinner here, and then I'm going to remove all of the excess and then very gently brush off any of these kind of horrible blobs that are left behind. You should have a nice clean panel lined finish. So that is the kit now complete, as you can see, and what I've done is I've just stuck it on this action base that I found in my old stock. Unfortunately this kit doesn't come with one of these stands, but you can pick them up. And here's just a little wobbly tour around it. It's not entirely stable on this stand, so let's just be careful as we tour the completed kit. I did a final top coat just in the old Alclad Aqua Gloss, as I normally do, and I'm pretty pleased with how it's turned out. It's definitely it's on the smaller side of high grade kits, but it's definitely very dynamic looking. It's got lots of kind of jutting spikes and weapons all over it. So the next thing I'm going to do is going to get this in the photo booth, and I'm going to take some really nice close-up pictures of this so you can see it a bit better, as I normally do in my videos. And I'd just like to finish off this part of the video just by saying thank you to armourofgod.co.uk for supplying this kit. If you want to pick up some Gunpla, then do head on over there. There's a link in the description below. Lots of great kits at good prices. And that's it from me for now. Thank you for watching this work in progress series, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.